This is the Brave Space podcast. Brave Space is a healing place for gun violence prevention professionals and survivors. I am here in Newark, New Jersey, and we are with the Newark Community Street Team. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
My name is Darena Johnson. I serve as the Director of Field Operations at Newark Community Street Team.
I'm Andre Hunter, and I'm the Supervisor of the High Risk Intervention Department at the Newark Community Street Team.
Nice. Well, I have just been so excited to meet both of you this week during the CVI Action Plan convening. But I wanted to get to know each of you a little bit better, just more on like a personal note and then also professionally. So can you both let me know, and Darena, you could go first. Tell me where you're from, like tell me about your neighborhood, the community you grew up in. What were your experiences like?
I'm from Newark. I was born and raised in the South Ward. I currently still reside in the South Ward. Experiences. I'll be honest, I had a lot of fun in Newark as a child, but I don't think it's the same now with our youth. Like as they travel to and from school, you know, it's like shootings and things like that. That wasn't a worry of mine when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So for us to had a tragedy where we just lost a kid, that wasn't nothing we ever had to think about, right? We just genuinely had fun as a kid. So seeing it go from kids having fun to kids worried about their commute to and from school, it's problematic.
So you never felt like you had to like be worried about walking to school or playing outside growing up?
I felt like I was a kid with no worries, right?
Yeah.
I had a good time. My mother held it down, and it was just like, that's what it was for us.
Yeah. What about for you, DeAndre?
I was born and raised in a project called Prince Street. Moved from there in '95 to a complex called Court Street, but it's like the project is like the worst place. So my childhood wasn't so cool like that. We seen shootings and stuff. Was always dangerous for us. That's kind of what brought me to the work too.
Yeah. How old were you when you felt like your neighborhood wasn't safe?
I never felt like my neighborhood was safe.
So ever since you can remember?
Yeah,
like
it's always been dangerous. The difference from now and then is that people, even the gangsters, had a little more discernment when I was younger. You know, a lot of things was off limits. It still was dangerous because bullets go where they want. You know what I mean? But it wasn't, people wasn't intentionally opening fire around children and older people and women and certain things like that.
So you felt like there were more like rules? There
were more rules. And the older guys in the community let us know, yo, we got something going on, stay in the backyard. Don't, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be a little safer for us.
How far apart are y'all two communities, like the ones you all grew up in? How far apart are they, like distance?
Minutes-wise, driving?
Like,
about 10 minutes.
So about 10 minutes away. Did you know about his community growing up? Like, did you know that that wasn't a safe area?
Yes, so when we was kids, it was like we had to stay out the projects. My mom was born and raised in the projects, so it was like that's not what she exposed us to because of her upbringing. So.
Were you aware of like gun violence? Like, did you understand even what that meant growing up?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you like learn about it?
So when I was younger, my mom lost one of her good friends to gun violence. It was like literally right after my birthday. We had a birthday party. We had my birthday party. He came to the party, and then like a few weeks later, my mother had to sit me and my brothers down and tell us that he was killed.
Do you feel like you understood what that meant?
I understood that he was dead and he wasn't coming back, right? Did I understand as much as I do now to gun violence? No.
Yeah, so now you have a much deeper...
Yeah, so gun violence is the reason I was brought to this work. August 2018, my favorite person in the world got killed in front of me. Like, it could have been me, and he pushed me. And then after he got hit, he's saying, TT, help me. My family called me TT. So literally the year after that happened, I started working for Newark Community Street Teams.
Can I ask how old you were when that happened?
I'm 33 now, and that was 7 years ago. So I was 26.
Yeah. Was that the first person or the closest person to you that you had ever lost to gun violence?
Definitely the closest person to me and the closest situation I've ever been in involving gun violence.
What about for you? Like, did you lose a lot of friends or family members to gun violence?
Yeah, most of my friends I lost to gun violence.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't have any friends left. Really, like, I mean, since I came to this organization, I've made friends and family here, but outside of here, I have no one. I'm always by myself because everyone's dead.
How old were you when you lost, like, your first friend or your first family member to gun violence?
To gun violence, I could say maybe 14. But I've lost people to other type of violence and other things before that. So I dealt with death closely. Like, I lost my first best friend in 2nd grade. But it wasn't gun violence, but it was violence nonetheless. Yeah.
So was there any part of your childhood or your upbringing that you have, like, good memories about? And if so, like, what were some of those good memories for both of you?
Good memories. So I traveled a lot as a kid. And it plays a role on how I travel as an adult. Summers, my mom used to always let me go to Virginia with my dad's side of the family. So my family owned a lot of land down there. So just seeing the difference, right? Like, yeah, I had fun when I was here in Newark, but just seeing, like, you know, it's more homeowners, there's a lot more land. You could do this, you got your own land to ride a bike on, you don't got to worry about going in the street, getting hit by a car, things like that. So that was, like, some of the most fun memories I had as a kid, like being able to travel and see other places. So now it was different as a kid, right? I'm not gonna say as an adult I'm paying for my trips, right? So it's kind of different. I get to go where I want to go as opposed to going where my mom told me to go or took me. So just wanting to see those experiences and seeing life from a different lens. So I was grateful that my mom opened me up to that.
So getting to be exposed to, like, other places, did that help you, like, dream of things beyond like Newark?
Absolutely. I feel like, you know, you go other places, right, and you see, like, where you come from at home. Like, when I go to Virginia, don't get me wrong, things happen in Virginia, but how we could talk about, like, dang, I just lost this cousin from gun violence. Or when I told my father's side of the family about me witnessing my uncle be murdered or whatever, it was just like, it was a shocker for them because they didn't see that, right? So it's just like, it's peace, other places, and not so much violence. Is like, that's why I want to be in this work and make a difference and be of service to my community, because while we can't have what other places have.
That's good. What about for you? Like, what were some of your good memories?
As a kid, we had fun, man. Like we had fun. We had good times. We walked. This is something that you don't see anymore. We walked as group. We rode bikes as groups. Rode around the city to different cities. You know, walked. There's a party in East Orange. We were all walking 15 deep, and it wasn't much worries. Like, you might worry about, oh, don't wear the chain you got for your birthday because you're going to get us robbed. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's 30 of us, so we might have a chance. You know what I mean? Like, but we did things. We had places to go. Many programs, the YMCA's, the neighborhood houses, recreation centers. We had places actually we could go, after school programs and so on and so forth. And I think that's part of what's missing now, right? We want the kids to get off the corner, but we have nowhere for them to go. You know? So that was some of the stuff that I appreciate from my childhood. And as an adult, the most important thing that I can appreciate from my childhood is the respect we had for the elders.
Absolutely.
For the Miss Sharons of the community. People, older people that had our best interests at heart, and we know that they're only telling us the right thing, whether we want to hear it or not. We respected them and listened to them. I always tell people about, we had a lady in my community named Miss Donella, and her big thing was pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants. So when Miss Donella come in, here come Miss Donella. Everybody pull their pants up, you put your drugs away. But that's what's missing, because Miss Donella around, definitely ain't nobody cussing, no shooting. None of this is happening because Miss Donella over there, and she don't play with us. Just that respect right there kept us in check just enough. And that's what I appreciate from my childhood that I know is missing now.
What do you think happened to the Miss Donellas? And what happened to the respect
The Miss Dinellas turned into hot girls.
Okay. Say more about that.
The Miss Dinellas of the world stopped having respect for themselves to an extent, and they stopped getting the respect. When I was a kid, adults didn't show us everything.
Yeah.
We didn't know all your business.
Yeah.
So we held you at a standard that we know you as, right?
Yeah.
If I know you, because I know your business, because I know you sleeping with this man, or you doing this drug, or you carry yourself in a way other than respectful, it's hard for me to respect you.
And young people know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes I think as adults, we try to act like they don't know that we're not respectable.
Exactly.
And we still expect them to show us
To
respect.
show us respect, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but they know the difference, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
they play a part in with the parents too, right? Parents don't respect their kids, or the kids in the house talking to the mother like crap. So then when you go in the street, if you don't respect your mother, or you could curse and argue back and forth with your mother, what you gonna do to the Miss Dinellas? You understand what I'm saying? So that plays a big part too, because when I was a kid, yeah, like you said, our parents didn't show us everything. My mother just told me maybe 2 years ago, yeah, one day y'all went to school and the lights got turned off. By the time we came home, the lights was back on. So we didn't know that struggle. We didn't know what my mom went through, right? I tell people all the time, my mom and my stepdad, they dated since I was 3 or 4 years old. My little brother, 23. Next thing you know, they were separated. And ours, we didn't know they beef. My mom didn't argue around us. You understand what I'm saying? That wasn't never her thing. So I'm guessing they going outside to the car to argue. Whatever it wasn't happening around us. So that played a big role in how I carry myself, because you can't talk to me crazy. You can't curse at me, right? That's not what I seen. But you have households when that's the only thing.
That's the norm.
Right? The trauma is the norm, and it's not. So it's how do we expect the kids to go from being in a traumatic household to going outside and respecting Miss Dinella?
For sure. For sure.
They're not learning that at home.
For sure.
So.
And don't you feel like social media plays a big part in that? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I wish it could go back to when we didn't have social media. Don't get me
too.
wrong.
Yeah.
I love Instagram.
Yeah.
But I love Instagram because I'm a traveler, so I like to blog my trips. You know what I'm saying? And I love my loved ones, so I'm the person who I'm going to be a Dre, come on, let's take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's all you have is the memories, right? But we using it for something different than what the youth is using it for. The start of the school year, we had so many altercations with kids from different schools beefing, and I'm just so lost because how do y'all know each other, right? And then the whole time, this friend added this cousin who added this friend to a group chat on Instagram. Now they sending threads, talking about people dead, families, and things like that. Now it's brawls at different schools, all based on Instagram. So I feel like if social media are being around and some people use it for the platform for different uses, it should be age limits or some type of monitoring, or parents should monitor their kids. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
My nieces have social media. Not saying my nieces the best people in the world. Every time they create a new page, they know add me or they can't get on.
Yeah.
And instead I'm saying it's certain things like that. My niece was in a group chat. I think HRI has it to me that's your niece, my cousin daughter. And it's so we see it. We see videos of her fighting and everything. Yo, they were doing it. My cousin responded in a way so she could know this not cool. You got people recording your body parts all out because you having a fight, right? You pitting on for people who don't even respect you. Now they just sending your video all around. So we don't teach our kids how to be respected, how we expect them to respect themselves or respect other people.
Yeah, I love you.
I think it should be an age restriction on social media, because the kids are thinking that this is how you be social.
Yeah.
They're learning how, let's just say social media, so they're learning how to socialize on a phone or on a computer, and it's not human, right? It's even text messages, sometimes I gotta call somebody because the tone could be different. You can misinterpret a message because it's just words, because you don't hear it, right? And they missing that. I think they missing that. So I take the social media away.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Yeah. I hear a lot in this space too, in CVI, how, whenever there's violence, a lot of times at the root of it is some form of disrespect or another, right? And it may start off as just a comment. It may start off as just a look. Even it could be the smallest thing that just escalates, right? So how, do you feel like young people today respect each other, or do you feel like they even know what that means? or how to manage conflict? Like, are they being taught that? Like, how do they even?
The managed conflict part, I don't believe that they're being taught that. And I feel like the respect, I don't care what age you are, you don't want nobody to disrespect you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So if they was learning about conflict resolution, emotional intelligence and things like that, how to navigate different conversations, like, so that's one of the things, like, when we go into schools and we tell them, like, something so small, just talk it out, you understand what I'm saying? But it's not even just the youth, because I had to have this conversation with 2 grown-ups. It was like, bro, that's minor. Have a conversation. You losing a 20-year friendship over something super minor, miscommunication, right? So I believe, like, it should be more of people like us going to teach people, especially our youth, because we got to handle the youth. The adults, it might be a lost cause, right? Because you're too old now. But the youth, we could help correct it, right? A corrective measure, helping them how to navigate certain conversations, how to work things out, because everything is not the end all be all.
Yeah. What are some of the ways that you could help? And go ahead.
What? Go ahead.
Because I think you were going to say something about that too.
Yeah, I was going to speak about the social media piece. Like Darina said, is not enough emotional intelligence, and it's a lot of miscommunication, right? It's funny that I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I was talking about a car. I love cars, right? And I'm like, I sent them a picture of the car. This what I'm looking at. And they said, that's dumb. And I got a feeling, like, what you mean? You don't know about cars? You ain't a car person? They're like, no, I'm agreeing with you. Dumb is nice. Right? But it's miscommunication. And as a kid with low emotional intelligence, right? And you text that to them on social media, they take it as a diss, and now they shoot at each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's miscommunication. Most conflicts is miscommunication. When you argue with your spouse or your mate or your family, man, it's usually when you get down, if you could get past the yelling and the arguing and what you said because you got offended, it's usually a miscommunication. You didn't understand what I said. So that's very important.
Yeah. What do you, how can we address that? How can that be fixed? Think about what we're just talking about. If adults aren't being respectable, right? And then they have kids, their kids are watching them, the parents and the kids aren't respecting each other, then the kids and the kids aren't respecting each other. Like, where's the solution?
I think that it could be like more programs, right? So when I was a kid, like, so the summers that, even when I did go to Virginia to be with my family, they used to have me in, like, what is called Vacation Bible School, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I did that here, and it's so funny because the church is still, like, right by my house where I live now. But in Vacation Bible School, it wasn't everybody just thought, like, dang, you going to church the whole summer? And it wasn't just that, right? We had a lady there who wasn't the pastor. She was like maybe like an elder of the church or whatever, Miss Jackson. And Miss Jackson taught us stuff like how to respect each other, what you should do on this. Like, so the stranger danger thing, people be like, they learned that from their mother. I learned that from Miss Jackson. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For women who didn't know, like, about, like, she talked to us about sex, protecting ourselves towards sex, right? Things like that. So having programming that could help teach the youth stuff, like Dre said, it's not too many places that they could go. I learned how to swim at the YMCA, and they might still do the classes, but that's not something that's advertised. You understand what I'm saying? So things like that, just really giving them a alternative to what they're doing. Hanging out on the corner, we got a kid that got killed just walking home from school. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just things like that, like how to. You see everybody else running, you run. Like, right? Teaching them little things that could really, like, save life.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like programming, I feel like schools, I always feel like schools don't teach you what you really need to navigate through life, but basically like math and stuff like that. But other stuff that can be addressed in schools, create those type of programs.
For sure.
Maybe the curriculums could be based off the community need, you understand, something like that. So tap into a lot of like CVI organizations, because you know we have the people with the learned experiences that could make a difference. Like just earlier, I reached out to Dre. Dre used to we had the convening. One of my friends hit me up. Like, you know, I know you do this community-based work. or whatever like that. Do you have someone that could talk to my son? He 13 years old. She said he just think he a gangbanger. She said he keep getting into fights and stuff like that. That's the age it start. Now he think he's so cool. Somebody give him a gun and go tell him to kill somebody. What you think he gonna do? Right? So gave Dre the information so he could reach out to him, because we got to be the ones to change the narrative.
Right.
Yeah, so so I 100% agree with Darina saying, man, the fact of the matter is, it starts with us though. Like, it starts with us, right? That's why this work is so important to me, because it's hard for a youngster or anyone to believe what you're saying if you're not living it.
Yeah.
I have to be the example.
Yeah.
And it's my responsibility to speak to my peers, right? And teach them what I learned so they could pass it down. So something could be taught, because that's where the ball was dropped with us, I think. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that I've learned my years in doing this work, I feel like I should have been new to stuff, right? But I'm learning it now, and now it's my job to share and try to each one teach one type of thing, right? And the more I spread it, and now I'm raising my own kid, right? And now I'm 100% teaching them everything. I just had a conversation with him today about respect and fighting battle, choosing your battles, because he's going through something in school. He called me every day, Dad, this happened, the teacher, this, that, third. All right, look, this is where you was wrong at. Well, she started in this and that. But you can't win in that situation, and it comes off as disrespectful because this is still an adult. And this is some of the stuff that's missing, but these conversations is needed. And sometimes we have to have these conversations to grown-ups.
For sure.
I had to stop a man from cursing a woman out, calling her bees and this and that and all, la, 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 because she telling him to stop sniffing dope at the bus stop. Right? I had to check him, yo, this a woman. You a man, right? Well, she said this to me. You a man? You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Like, be a man. Take this walk with me.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Like, it's just each one teach one type of thing. Everything I learn, I try to regurgitate to the community. Older, younger, just everybody.
Yeah. I love that you said that too, because you're right. Like, sometimes we think we always just have to focus on the youth, but there are a lot of adults that, you know, just based on trauma and experiences and things they've gone through and just life circumstances, like developmentally, they may actually be like underdeveloped. You know what I mean?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And sometimes I think we take for granted that like that man, for example, he probably has a whole history that even led him to feeling like that's okay to just do that at a bus stop with kids. He probably isn't even considering the kids. He's probably only considering how he feels and what he thinks he needs in the moment. But I love your point about when you see something like that, not being afraid to also address the adults. Because at the end of the day, so those kids who are at the bus stop, they're watching you address the adult. Right. And that's still modeling and like teaching and giving an example of like what's the right way to address something like that.
Right.
What was like the thing that led each of you to decide, like, I want to do something like purpose driven, like I want to work in CVI? And did you even know that CVI was what you were trying to work in, or what you were trying to do?
No. It's funny, I was a kid, you know how when you're growing up, it's like, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. So my mom always took us like on the holidays to volunteer at shelters to feed the homeless. So that was a thing, right? If you don't get up to do it, you eating dinner last or some type of punishment, right? So that was a thing. So my mom installed that in us. Like we always had to serve others. We always had to serve others. I'm talking about like as a kid, my mother had 1,000 cousins or friends living with us because they got evicted. And look, I didn't even know she had her own financial issues. The lights got cut off at one point. You know what I'm saying? So it never mattered. My mom always put everyone else first and always tried to help. So me as a kid, I knew I wanted to work for a Black-led organization that did something for my community. So just didn't know what it was going to be, right? So when my mom, it's funny because my mom, after my uncle died, that was my mom's baby brother, she went to a publicity roundtable because the prosecutor's office didn't give her no answers and things like that. So somebody told her about NCST was hosting a publicity roundtable at 400 Hawthorne. That's when they used to be in person. She met E, and E handled the prosecutors. I'm talking about like for now they call my mother like every 6 months now. You understand what I'm saying? Because it was like they just wasn't giving her no answers. And even if you don't know who it is, like this is a a sister who lost her baby brother who was at the wrong place at the wrong time and didn't deserve to die. Nobody deserved to be killed, right? So for you not to show no type of compassion or empathy, you're not even going to answer the phone or return the call. So E handled the prosecutor's office, and my mother liked how E handled the situation. And my mother said, I think I got a place that'll be good for you. So I came to NCST for the therapy component. Started out as a participant, and I'm a spokesperson now for therapy, just knowing I came here because I witnessed a murder, right? And then I handled so many childhood traumas that I didn't even realize bothered me or affect how I go throughout my day-to-day, right? So I always tell people, I just had a conversation with my little brother because he got some things going on. And it's like, bro, just get therapy, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't take it so easy, and I just explained to him my experience, right? Like, listen, I went to therapy for one thing, and then I realized all this other stuff, not just about the people around me, but about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, no, I didn't know that I was going to go into CVI work. I didn't know what CVI work was, but I knew NCST did good things for the community which I lived in, and I wanted to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So I came here as a part-time safe passage outreach worker, making sure the kids were safe at school, getting to and from. It's funny because the first day at work, it's the first person I met. They had Dre train me on safe passage. You know, he taught me the ins and the outs. We were safe passage partners for a while till he had left me, but that's another story, right? And just learning to work. So it took a while for me to even want to change my position at NCST. I was offered office positions and things like that. I didn't want to leave from being with those students. I knew I made a difference. You know what I'm saying? I had a kid that used to come to school in a stolen car. I used to have this Infinity Q50. I had got the Infinity maybe my first few months being, and he like, oh, the drug dealer on my block got this car. I'm like, well, I ain't no drug dealer. I go to work. You see me out here every day, right? He was like, Miss Johnson, let me drive your car. I said, you get your permit, I'll let you drive. Like 3 months later, he came back with his permit. So me, him, and my partner at the time, DJ, me and DJ, I'm like, you're not just driving my car without me, right? So we all drove or whatever. I let him spin a block in a car, and it was cool. Now, he don't get in stolen cars, right? He lost one of his friends to a stolen car, and then he lost one of his friends in a stolen car, that us just being on him about changing. He don't get in stolen cars more. He just graduated college. I still check in with him to this day, right? So those was the relationships I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to go in the office and not see nobody. I'm a people's person, right? So I didn't want to give that up. But then, as speaking to Keela, it's like, but you could do a lot from the inside. You know what the right to get us what we need, so you could continue to help them kids, right? So I went with it, right? But even as a director, I still go in the field. I still have relationships with students. I take kids to prom, right? So no, I didn't know what the CVI work was, but I knew it was doing something that I wanted to do, and I'm happy that I did join, right? I make a difference all the time, and I know I do. Like, I give until I can't give no more, because I know I'm doing a good thing. So it made me feel good, and it helped me heal. Like, I was fighting some battles, and doing this work helped me on my journey, to be a better person, you know? So
yeah, for sure.
100%.
That's
100%.
good. That's good. What about for you? What was like the thing that made you decide to come work in CVI?
Well, yeah, I didn't know what CVI, I've never heard of it, know nothing. But I needed a change because I got a son, you know what I mean? And I understood that the road that I was on prior to being a father wasn't conducive to being a father. And I understand that I'm gonna be the role model, whether a good one or a bad one. I'm gonna be his role model. So whatever I choose, is good chance he gonna follow that. So I wanted to change. I didn't know this was gonna be the change, but I asked God to change. So I quit the streets, cold turkey, right? And asked God for a change, and bam, this fell in my lap. And I didn't even know what it was. I sat down with Akila, he explained it to me. I just want a job, so I don't gotta do what I was doing, right? On the first day to today, I've been 7 years. I learned something every day. I changed a little bit every day. This work changed my entire life, my outlook, the way I view things, the way I handle things. I just had somebody just in my car. I love everybody know I'm about my car. Somebody in my car, and this was a big thing. And I understand that God tests us too, right? And he said, "Oh, you say you changed? Let's see." Now, I've been tested sometimes and proved that I didn't change. Right? But I just was tested and I proved to myself that I've changed. Right? I handled the situation. I just explained it to a group. We had a group here last week. I just explained. I just think more now.
Yeah.
I think more now. Sometimes our emotions get in the way, and we was taught that, right? We taught somebody hit you hit them back. Somebody hurt you hurt them back. And it's this revenge thing that I had to deal with. And this is when I be talking to the young men about revenge. You don't always have to do what someone else does, right? Sometimes you trying to get your revenge make the situation way worse on you. So now you got to deal with what they did to you and then the consequences of what you did to them.
Yeah.
So not only you hurt, now you suffering.
Yeah.
Because you tried to get some get back.
Yeah.
Get a lick back or something like that, right? So it's like, all right, they hit my car. It's not total, but even if it was, right?
Yeah.
Me getting out this car, this conversation happened before I get out. Me getting out this car on some nonsense is gonna do what to help this situation? What it's gonna do to help? It's gonna do nothing but make it worse. And this is the mindset that I try to have. The young people have, the older people have, and especially my people, the people that I care about and love, because this is the difference between life and death sometimes. This is the difference between freedom and prison sometimes.
For sure.
The way you interpret a situation, it's that emotional intelligence piece. We was never taught that. Like I said, they hit you, don't come in this house crying. Take your ass out there and fight. You know, this is what we was taught. And I'm currently still in the process of unlearning all the stuff I was taught growing up, so I could be a normal person. Because we never knew what we thought was normal.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. What do you feel like is like the motivation to stay in this work? Because this is hard work.
Oh, big time hard.
Right. So we were filming here last night, and maybe like a few hours or so after we left, right, there was a shooting on the corner.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So was it 4 shots?
4 shot, 2 dead.
2 dead. And were they all young?
20 was the oldest.
20 was the oldest. Right. So that we're currently like sitting in now, like, how do you keep the motivation when it's like, you know, next door, there's that situation down the corner last night, there was that situation. Like how do you keep going? And then how do you keep NCST as a safe place in the midst of this type of environment?
So for me, it's not hard work, it's hard work, right? And I'm a firm believer of what you put into the universe is what you get back. So I want to see the change in my community, so the change got to start with me, right? So that's the motivation for me to keep going. And I got nieces that my niece's school was right on the corner where the shooting was at. You understand what I'm saying? I got to travel to and from the school. So it's like, I do this work, I ensure we got staff out there, we making a difference in my niece getting home safe. So I relate all this because, like I said, I still live here. My house is 5 minutes from here. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people do this work. I think they just said it at the convenient. Most people doing this work in communities where they don't live. It means a lot to me. I still live here. My family still live here. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my motivation to keep going. I want different, so I got to be a part of the. Got to be a part of that change. It's the craziest part is somebody got killed and the family members of one of the people work with us, right? So being able to be that support for our colleagues, because we worked with them for a few years now, you burying a family member, a loved one, and you're doing this work, right? So it's like being able to support them, that's the motivation. Like being able to be there for the people that's in need at that present moment. That's what keep me going. Knowing that I'm doing something different, knowing that I could serve, and not just them, it could be their family members. But being able to make that change.
In one of the sessions earlier today, it was the narrative and storytelling session, and the person on the panel was essentially talking about how, you know, when people are like in this work, right, and you're supporting colleagues, for example, that may have lost someone, a lot of times part of the motivation is like, I see you, like I'm empathizing with you, and also I know like that could be me, right? Does that ever, like, that could be my family, like that could have been a kid, like I could have been in that situation. Does that like ever come up for you all in this work?
Always.
And is that like a motivator to?
Yeah, I think that's that sympathy and empathy and all that is a motivator, definitely. Speaking on the situation last night, I was actually at the scene, at the hospital, and like she said, to be able, it's comforting when I walk up and my people see me.
Yeah.
Right? It's a little comfort. They like, all right, we got an ally now. They wasn't telling us nothing. We couldn't get no information. And for me to be able to be respected enough around here to be able to get into places in the hospital that they wouldn't usually be able to get, for me to get information for them that they wasn't able to get before I showed up, it makes me feel good. One of my best stories from doing this work, a little bit after I started doing the work, the current police chief referred a young man to us. He had a situation. He was being bullied by an adult, right? A kid being bullied by an adult. So it's like a 3-family house. Him, the young boy, and his mother lived on the 3rd floor. The guy and his family was on the 2nd floor, and they was getting into it. And certain things we are compassionate about more than others, right? Depending on your life, your lived experiences, right? And I don't like bullies. I don't like bullies at all. So I take it, give it to me, and we get this one, right? And fix the whole situation like this, right? Like fast, like boom, 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 mediated it, spoke to the man, spoke to the kid separately, got them together, followed all the protocols, right? And it worked. And the man apologized to the young man, and everything changed, right? Fast forward about a month, I go to a club to party. I see a lady. I said, this lady look familiar. She's like, oh my God, I remember you. You helped my son, right? And she introduced me to the lady she was with as the man that saved her son's life. And that was the biggest thing to me ever. Like, to this day, I never had a feeling like that.
Wow.
Right? I'm usually whispered about, right? Like, that's how.
Yeah.
That's the motherfucker. Right? You know what I'm saying? To be known as a lifesaver was big.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I kind of, it's like, you ever heard of people that smoke crack and they always chase that first eye? I'm chasing it. I'm chasing that feeling. I want to be a lifesaver.
Yeah.
I don't want to take no life. I don't want to disrupt a life.
Yeah.
Right? When you see me, I want to be known as the person that helps. Yo, I got a situation. I need to holler at you. That's what I'm chasing. That first crack high.
How do you two, because y'all have basically been working together for
years,
a long time. And I could even just see like how you all interact with each other. Like, how do you all keep each other going? Like, how do you all collaborate? Like, how do you all support each other?
She can take this one.
Oh man, so on a professional level or professional level, I feel like like Dre said, so I'm not gonna say like I don't have friends, but you start working at a place like NCST. Well, I don't think it's a place like NCST, right?
Yeah,
this dynamic we have with the NCST, it just warms my heart. Like literally, like I tell people that even my friends will be like, yo, I want to work at your job. I kid you no lie. Like that's, if I post something about the job, that's every comment, every response, right? Because I big the job up because not only the work helped me grow, they helped me grow, right? We push each other, we motivate each other. When Dre said how he handled when a man hit his car, he called me like he'll be very proud of me. Like, and it's just little things like that, right? We check in on each other, we make sure each other straight, we go through things, we call on each other. Dre and Ray are my favorites.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm gonna call my mother, she don't answer, I'm calling one of them next, right? And it's just that because for one, if it's a situation, Dre, somebody that I know that's gonna come. Danny, that's one of my colleagues. It was a shooting, and my address came up on the shooting. I wasn't there. I was out at dinner. She getting a hit. She like, there's a shooting on your block. It feeling good? I don't even know. So she calling me. So now I gotta check in with my family because I live in a house where my cousins live on the second floor. My cousin and her kids, and then I got my aunt and her kids that live next door, right? So my address came up with a shooting. I'm like, Danny, I don't even know I'm gonna check in. She's like, don't worry about it. I'm on my way over there. I pulled up to my house. Danny was out there with my family, making sure he was good. It's little things like that, right? So when you work with colleagues, some people like, well, at 5 o'clock, I ain't seeing these people no more. Or I don't like them. I don't care. That's not us, right? It was my birthday. They had this whole surprise party for me down here, right? On birthday, and I'm a person. You know how you like stuff, but you don't like stuff. My love language is acts of service. So I love that they did the surprise party for me. I wish somebody would have gave me a hint because now I come down, I'm all emotional and stuff like that. I don't like people seeing me like that, if that makes sense. But it wasn't just my coworkers, it's my mom, my little brother, my cousin. All of them mean the world to me on top of the family I created at work, right? Like, Trey and my mother locked in. For some reason, he think he went to school with my mother.
Yeah, because I'm old.
Right? So they call each other classmates. So something going on or whatever, my mother like, oh, how my classmate doing? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just little things like that. I think it's a holding each other accountable. Making sure each other's safe, right? Like, checking in, like, are you good? You know, this just happened. How you need something? Like, things like that. Because, like I said, you don't really get that in a work dynamic. I remember I was going through something at in my personal, like just me as a woman. I'm on stage, I'm emotional. Ray like, so you could go home. Like, Ray, I'm gonna be home by myself. I'd rather stay here. I live by myself, right? So it's just that, right? So having a team that you know you could trust, that you love, it makes it a little more easier to do the work. You understand what I'm saying? So when we go in the field, we respond to stuff. Even if it's something I could do, I'm so like, Dre, I'm about to go there. I'm not even telling him to come. I'm just telling him, like, I'm about to pull up. You understand what I'm saying? Just having that support, because you don't get that. So this dynamic we have at the agency is unmatched. Don't get me wrong. We stand on business when it comes to work, but we also stand on business for each other and making sure each other is good. All right? Like, met Ray always peaceless. Now that's me. That's how I respond. Peace, bro. You good? Because now I know I want to make sure you good. I mean, no harm, things like that, right? So that's how we check in and make sure peaceless, you good. That's his fair saying. Now I speak to people. Peace, bro. You good? You need something from me, like that. So it's just like pulling each other up. You feel me? Not letting each other fall. Letting each other know that we here if you going through something. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a different feeling. A different feeling. But Dre, that's my road dog though.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, 100%. It's different when you know you got somebody that you could call that's not gonna judge you. You know, that's gonna give you real advice from a real place of love. Like, you know, that's not trying to use you for something. That's, you know, it's different. It's different. And it's life changing when you obtain these type of people. It's crazy. Like it's crazy. Like I love these people. Yo, I don't, like I said, I don't. If you see me out somewhere, you know who I'm with. Like, you 100%, you know who I'm with. Like, this is people I'm with. Like, this is my family now. Like, I see them more than anybody. And it's all because of the love and the support and all that. And it's never been a time that any of us needed either of us that we ain't show up. Her and Ray both would tell you, I call you anytime I don't. 4 in the morning, I got something going on, I'm crying. But you know, sometimes you just need to know that somebody got your back, right? And that make the situation just that much better, just a little better for me to sort it out with a clear mind. Right? I might need a little advice, yo, what you think? Yo, I suggest you do this, that, and the third. Call me when you good. Right? And just that right there is enough for me to make a conscious decision to keep myself safe, to keep the community safe. Because, you know, we come from this. You know, and it's like I use the drug thing as an example, but I use it a lot, right? Because I picture myself as like a recovering addict. Right? I'm violent by nature. That's what I was taught. Right, so every day, people, places, and things, the same thing they tell you in NA and AA, right? I try to, right, because every day I'm trying not to relapse. Right, and if I ain't got nobody to call to talk me down, I might never come down. And y'all may never get to see me again. My son may lose me forever. You understand what I'm saying? So it's important. It's important. It's important. Very important.
Do you feel like the work is healing?
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
It's
man.
hard and healing.
It's hard, but it has to be hard because if it wasn't hard, we wouldn't appreciate it.
Right.
Things that come easy, we don't appreciate.
Right.
When I don't want to say how much my check is, but it's not a lot. Right? I made this daily
Yeah.
with my eyes closed,
Yeah.
right? But I didn't respect that money as much as I respect this money that I worked hard for. You understand what I'm saying? You don't respect something when it comes easy. That's just life. So we respect the work because we understand how hard it is. We understand how dangerous it is. We understand how important it is, though.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So our audience is a lot of like young survivors of gun violence, and then other CVI professionals like yourselves. Like, what would you say is like one message of hope that you would hope people hear? Like, whether it's about working in CVI or just personally, what's one message of hope you all would give?
For other CVI professionals, so we was on in a convenience today, right? And they spoke about how people will fake it, right? And I always tell Dre, like, if you don't do the work, it'll tell on you.
The work gonna tell on you.
I always say that, right? And that's a saying we got from Brother Byron, because Byron always used to say, like, yeah, people say they do this, then you have to write a report. They don't know the details for the report, right?
Yeah.
So what I would say is, while you in this work, you got to be honest with yourself and honest with the community you serving, right? Because if you are a high-risk interventionist and you say, hey, I'm going in these communities and I can mediate and intervene and conflicts, and then there's some areas where, nah, I'm not good over there. Right? So you can't do this work and not work on the relationships you have within the community. How are you going to mediate my conflict and you got your own conflicts? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just that, right? You got to show up and really do this work with your whole heart, because and then if you show up with a team and you lying, you put them in danger, right? So the work going to tell on you. So if you're doing it, lead with your heart.
Yeah, that's good. What about for you?
For the people doing this work, patience. Patience. I mean, patience with funding, patience with the community, patience with your staff, with your superiors. It says patience. Ray always tell me, like, you said it to him, say it again. You gotta say it, sometimes you gotta say it over. Sometimes that's what it takes, right? But you gotta have that patience to be like, all right, I'm gonna say it again today. Then tomorrow, say it again tomorrow. Like it's that patience. You have to have patience. We know what we're dealing with. We serve our community. This our own, like this us, right? A few years ago, you know what I mean, or with a little less guidance, or with a different support system, or but this is us. This is our people. This is us. When I look at these little guys, I'm like, I can see the same insecurity I had about certain things, right? This is what makes you feel disrespected so much, right? I can see that, and I can have this conversation. You know what I mean? Like, because we can relate.
Yeah.
I say, I know what you got going on, man.
Yeah.
Come holler at me. You know what I'm saying? But patience.
Yeah.
That's what I would. Well, I pray for everybody that does this work. For the young people, it's like kind of cliche, but this is why I don't like social media for them, because it's like I would say, be a leader.
Yeah.
Right? Dare to be different. Like you want to follow the trend, what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Then you want to follow everybody else where they going. But you're too young to even see that far, right? You don't even see that far to follow them where they going. So why even follow them? You don't even know where they going. You know what I'm saying? So like, just dare to be different, be a leader. Like I said, I know it's cliche. My mother used to tell me all the time, don't be a follower, be a leader. A real gangster beat the odds and all this type of, it's cliche, but it makes so much sense once you get a little older and then, a little more emotional intelligence, like Ray said.
I love that. Well, I so appreciate you all just being willing to interview. I know we just met, but I just feel like y'all are my people. I'll make sure I'll come back and see y'all again. And just thank you for sharing your stories.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the Brave Space podcast. Brave Space is a healing place for gun violence prevention professionals and survivors. We meet, we process, we heal in community.